Hey everybody, it's Erin Reed from Erin Reed Makes, and today we're going to talk about my favorite dyes of 2020. We are just into 2021, and I had some amazing dyes I specifically used for card making that I fell in love with. They could be like groups of them. There's a whole bunch of different variations of dyes, and so without further ado, let's jump in and let me show you all my favorite ones from 2020. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so here are my first set. Now I kind of lumped these all into one big category because I love these shaker die sets. So these are shaker dies that are also stamp sets. They're kind of combination. These are all from Maker's Movement. I pulled out a couple so you could see all the bits and pieces that come with the sets. So the first one here, I just think this one's so super cute. This is a sunshine card, and I turned it into a little flip flap card here, as you can see, and like a little sun on the back side. And so inside here, this is the shaker bit, this little piece right here. And so you get all the elements that you need in order to make your shaker card. So the die comes as this shape. It gives you the round circle, and you die cut, and then you layer it with some foam. And then it also gave you a couple of little clouds, which I didn't even use on the, actually, did I use that on the inside? I think I did. Yeah, I use them on the inside. There they are. You get this beautiful word sunshine, and then you do get some stamps that go with it too. This is not the stamping. We're going to do stamps on Wednesday, but my favorite stamps on Wednesday. But this was one of my first ones. I mean, I love it. Here's another version of one of these kits here. This one is called In Bloom, and all links to the individual videos. So if you want to see how to make the sunshine shaker card, you want to see how to make the bloom vase card, the martini card, or the cauldron card, all those links are down below organized so you guys can find them super easy. So you can really see how to make them. This one was really cool because not only did it come with the shaker element, but it also came with, again, the beautiful word that's got the border on it, but it also came with a die that cuts out these beautiful rosettes. So this came this really cool three-dimensional card right here. I love this. And so it's got this little shaker bits that all go with it. It's so fun. And then it also came with, so you get the leaves, and then this is the vase part, this nested little piece right here. So it's basically a nested die that they've done in a fun shape. This one just happened to be a circle, and that's how you get that. They also have one that's martini. They had one that was a coffin with a cute skeleton in it. They have a message in a bottle, and then they also have this fun cauldron. So my first pick for 2020 are these really cute shaker die stamp and die kit sets. I guess that's the best way to describe it. And they have a ton of fun shapes that you can get, from drink glasses to vases to suns to cauldrons, like I said, to coffins to messages in a bottle. There's a ton of really cute ones there, and you can see here's what you get with that. So you get everything you need to die cut all the elements. The only thing you are missing is your paper, your foam adhesive, which is what you need to put inside of there, and your regular adhesive. And then sky's the limit. You can have all kinds of fun. All right, so this is my pick number one. All right, let's shift everything off because we are live. Hello, made by Marcia Mom. Hi, Marcia. All right, so shifty. You don't want to get these too scrambled. All right, my second pick for this year are these fun panel dies that come from close to my heart. Now, I did a video on this. Again, the link is down below, where I showed how I made, oops, that one's upside down. This one's got little doors that pop open, and I made this one Christmas, but you could totally make it. But this is the panel die that's from close to my heart, and it makes these really cool doors. Any small stamps would work inside of these little panels here, and it just makes it really fun because you can open and close it. You have your birthday cards ready to go. That's awesome. This one right here, that's for my card swap if you haven't interested. Check out some of my videos on my YouTube and on my Facebook if you're interested in joining the card swap. It's kind of fun. All right, this one it's a windows. So, and if you look at the video where I made this particular card, you could see that you can cut this down. So you could cut this in half, so you only have this many windows. You could slice it, so you have this many. You could make it a square. So you can take this and cut this down and make a ton of different kinds of cards with it just by having this one panel. Plus, you can save all your squares and you can inlay them back in, or you can put a card layer on the back side. So this is the sky's the limit. You could have little guys popping out, you could have, stamp out a little fun little critter or something and then have it kind of popping out of the window. You could layer something into that. I mean, there's so many fun ways that you can use this window die. it is just like truly sky's the limit on that one. So this is my pick number 2. They kind of go together because I call them like the big panel dies, and they're just interactive, or you can place the pieces in, and they're really fun. So this is the doors, and this is the windows from Close to My Heart. So I'll be playing with those again this year, definitely. Okay, the third pick. Drum roll, here we go. This one, I think this is so much fun. And for what you get out of this cutie little die, and it's this mechanism here. This is from Maker's Movement again. Oh, when it fell, there it is. And this thing is only like $7, maybe $8, something like that. It's really inexpensive for what you get to do with it. And I've only used it in one way. There's multiple ways you could use this particular die. This is a pull and reveal slider. And so this is what you get. You get the little guy that pulls out, and it's like a little hidden pocket. This is just one of the mechanisms that it can do. I have yet to make the others, but I'm going to. So there's lots of fun things. So you have a stamp and die set, and this one's really cute. I made this for winter. And then the little guy just kind of pops out. And so the mechanism in here, this piece is actually this piece folded over. Then you have the slider element, and you can have 2 different sizes of your sliders. Then this could be the pull tab, but I chose to use one of the dies instead. And then this is the piece I did not use, which is if you want to have it kind of be a hidden piece. So there's a lot that you can do with this fun die. It's called a pull and reveal slider from Maker's Movement. Super inexpensive, but it can take any of your stamps and dies that you already have and turn it into an interactive card, which I think is so cool. So just think about anything that you can do. And all I did was I popped this up. So it's got lots of foam dots in there. So you've popped it up, and then you hide a little something, and then it just pulls out. And it really takes a lot of the stamp sets and die sets that you may already have and kind of goes, oh, it's like a breath of life to them. It kind of amps it up a bit by just tweaking them a tiny, tiny little bit by having a fun little interactive die set that goes with that, which I love. I love that. All right, so that is my pick number 4, is my pull and the Maker's Movement pull and reveal die set. All right, moving this guy off to the side. Try to get everything organized for you. All right, hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful day. It's gorgeous outside here. All right, my third one is from a small mom and pop shop called TLC Designs. And I love this. She actually has a lot of different die sets. Hello, Monica. She has a lot of different die sets out there that all you have to die cut the pieces out and then assemble the cards. This one happens to be her birthday one, so I'm going to plug my birthday swap right now. I believe we already have about 27 people as a part of that birthday card swap. Woohoo! So it's on my Facebook page. Just check that out. Erin Reed makes card swaps. You can check that out. It's a Facebook group. And this particular die, you have the outer piece, of which we did in a few different ways. This is the one that Tammy, that's the T in the TLC. She cut it out to make it a card, just like this. So I took that concept, and there's videos on every single one of these cards that I've showed you. Down in the information section, you can click on it and get very detailed about how I made all of these cards. Flip it up, I kind of did the same thing, but then I also did a little side one. So I did a double side one. And this is one I just made a standard card and just cut it out in a colored paper, and then add a little something on the inside. So you get a ton of dies with this particular die set. You get the outer piece, you get the card piece, which is this, you get the frame, the celebrate, another oval, you get the birthday cake, and you get the candles. So it's fun dies with this particular set. And I don't know about you, but I mean, I can never seem to have enough birthday cards. So to me, even if I just did the birthday border and then stamped happy birthday in the center, I could just use a celebrate. I could just use the birthday cake. I could just use the candle. There's lots of little pieces within this particular stamps or die set. Sorry, it's called Celebrate Frame Die. That is just phenomenal. So I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Okay, next one. We're just chugging along. Go us. All right, the next one is a functional die. And I'm going to show you the dies first, and then what they do, and then how I use them. So this is just a couple of different versions of this die. Oops. So these are pop-up dies. I just dropped the piece. Oh. So these guys are deep edge dies that they make detailed foam cutting. So I can take my double-sided foam, This is double-sided foam adhesive, and this is how I pop up elements on my card, make shaker elements, all those fun things. They have a rectangle, they have a circle, they have a square shape, and then they also have ones where you can make your own pop dots. So lots of different versions of these. These ones are nested, and so what happens is you take this, you place it on one sheet of the double-sided foam adhesive, and it cuts out foam squares. So if you notice, I've already used one. I didn't want to cut a whole nother one. And so I've already used the two outside ones, and you just pop them out and you get these little rectangles or circles, and you can use them to help pop up your elements, and they're already beautifully sized. So again, there's a rectangle, there's a circle, and then there is also a square. And so just to show you some examples, here is one where they're all kind of shaker elements per se. So here's one where I popped up the entire frame of the card, and you can see it's nested inside there, right? And so I was able to get a shaker element. All I did is I cut out this shape right here. This is another stamp set. This one's really fun. This is Out of This World. It's really cute. I'm just going to show you really quick. So this is the stamp set. It didn't come as a shaker element. I just created it that way. It has this piece right here. So I took that piece and turned it. And this is how I store my stamp and die sets, is I take the plastic sleeve that they're in, and then I leave the element on there, and then the stamp, and then all the dies are kind of hiding behind that. So that's this cute set. Another one, again, this is one where I just made my own with a rectangle. And then I actually die cut out this exact same thing just in paper. So instead of on the foam, just in paper, and it makes a whole bunch. You don't have to do it with the double-sided adhesive, with the foam adhesive. You could just cut and make frames. So this is an easy way to make all your nested frames if you want to make a bunch of frames of circles, rectangles, or squares. So I did it in the foam, and then I did it in the paper, and I made my own rectangular shaker element on here. So that was really fun. That's another version. This is another one where I did, again, a larger version. I cut my own frame on this one, and then you can see the rectangular frame is on the inside, the foam part. I actually used it twice. So I've elevated this between the peach paper and the first stitched, and then on the last two stitched, I elevated it up to make another square shaker card. Shaker cards are my thing this year, I think. Well, this last year, I should say. So the circle versions that I did, so this is using the circle one. Now I used a stitched circle, which is actually sitting on my mounting board over there. But that's kind of what I would, oops, I have these upside down. I would call these my bonus cards and my bonus elements. I love nested shapes, scallop circles, rectangles. I used a lot of stitched rectangles on this. I love those. Those to me are kind of like my everyday things. I have hearts, I have rectangles, I have ovals, I have scallop circles, I have stitch circles, I have stitched rectangles, you name it. So just to show you, I have them. It's kind of related to this because you can use these along with it. So here is my stitched rectangles one. I actually keep this on this magnetic card at all times because I use it so often. And that is how I got all of these stitched rectangles on this card, was from this. But another fun one, look, here's a scallop square. Those are so cool. I just think they're so much fun. And so I can use them. So it's the same idea as this card. And this card I used, instead of it being a square, it's a rectangle. So that's where I got those things from. And then to pop this up, there is the circle that's inside of there that I cut out of the foam. And you can see it in this one too. This is a fun one. This uses the otter set, which I actually popped out. Boop, boop, boop. And this one's, it's not a shaker set, but I turned it into one, and it's got some really, really cute pieces. So you get the cute little otter stamp, all these little elements that go with it. And it comes as one. You don't have to buy them separately. So this is actually one piece. When you purchase it, you get both together. And all of these elements are actually from Maker's Movement. These things, this part, I think every single element in here came from Maker's Movement. And so I turned it into a little porthole. So I opened it up, and then the actual stamp is on the inside. So this is a double-sided adhesive piece that I made that is like a little opening up, a little peekaboo kind of a thing. So I thought that was kind of fun. This is not the same thing because it's just on the front. It's just a front element, but it's the same concept. It's a circle, except this one, I put a paper on the back. And for this one, I cut the circle and put a double adhesive back here. So it's cool. It's really easy to make your own shaker elements without having to have the first set of stamps that I showed you guys in Stamps and Dies, the kits, because you can just make squares and rectangles and circles with these guys, which makes it super, super simple to make shaker cards or just pop up elements like I did on this one. You're just popping it up. So my fourth pick, I think we're on number 4. Yes, I think we're on number 4. Or no, we're on number 5. I'm sorry. My fifth pick, I got lost track of time, are these nested foam cutters, but you can also cut paper. And I just love it because it's already like, it's for an A2 size card and you get all the circles, and truly it cuts out like this. And when we're done using them, I just will cut, even if it's not the right size, I'll still use, because it's still foam adhesive. It still pops up. So it's super easy to work with. Okay. Now you guys always know that I have a lot of little fun bonus picks. So I'm going to show you a couple bonus picks. Let me get this stuff moved out of the way. All right. And again, all the cards I have showed you are down in the information section. There's links to them, so you can see how I made each one of these cards. Okay, so my first pick, my bonus pick, I love dies that have more than one use. Like you could use them multiple times for multiple reasons. And so this one is the 3D bow maker. And so there's just a couple of the bows that I made with it. You can actually make about 5 different bows. There is a video on how I made a whole bunch of different types of bows with this card. This is just a couple of them. And you're just cutting it out of paper. Now, you could put bows on cards, but this also could be bows on a present, could be bow on a tag. Think about all the fun things that you could put a paper bow, but guess what? These can also be cut out of fabric because they're nice and sturdy. All dies, you can actually cut fabric. I've cut felt with just about any die as well. So you could turn this into a real fabric bow or felt bow, which would look super, super cute and really sweet and be absolutely fantastic. So there's nothing wrong with cutting fabric or felt out of these particular dies, or any die for that matter. So I love the ability that I can use it for cards. It makes a really, really cute card, but I also love that I can use it for a tag or on the front of like a mini book. And they're really fun. They're really cool. So there's 3 parts to this. The back piece that you can see, and that's that back piece. It fits right here. So that's this one. And then this piece right here, it looks like it's got 4 little things. That's this, and then it gets folded over. And then the last one is this guy, which is actually in the middle. So this bow right here has all 3 parts to the die, all put together. You hate tying ribbons. See, you love the bow maker. It's awesome. This one only has this piece and this piece. But you could do a bow that is this piece and this piece. Or you could just do a bow that's just this piece. So you can really kind of play around with what elements. I did them all using one color, but you can definitely flip-flop and mix and match the colors of the paper or the fabrics or the felt or whatever you're using. And then this little guy right here is actually a piece you would cut out, and that's what goes around the center. But what I found when I made these cards is if you're doing paper, specifically paper, washi tape is your best friend because it helps really bind it all together. So check out the video on these about how to assemble and how easy it is to make the bows with this really cool bow maker set. So this is my first bonus because I absolutely loved it. And then my second bonus, and this is the one I'm like, I really want to show you guys, but I'm so bummed about it too. Okay, so I'm going to show you it first. This is the cutest little card. I absolutely love it. This is from Close to My Heart. I think they were just the most adorable cards. First of all, it's this cute little ladybug die, and then the wings open up, and then there's a stamp set that goes with it. They're so stinking adorable. Here's another one. This one I turned into a shaker element, and so it's got different sentiments. It comes as a kit, and the part that I'm bummed about is that I believe they sold out. And by the time I even launched this video, so it even has the stamps that go into, let me pull it off. So it's got the little circles. It's got 3 sayings you can put in there. It's got the antenna, and then it's got some other fun stuff. But this is the actual die set that you get. So it comes already there. All you have to do is put the acetate and then your foam piece. So that those nesting foam circles I was talking about, wherever they went, they're hiding under stuff. But there's a lot of places that people have made stamp sets. I think there's a couple of groups that Close to My Heart that even though they may not relaunch this particular one, I'm going to find a hack because truly, if you think about it, it's a circle, and it's a circle. So even though as much as I love this die set and it's no longer available, you might be able to find somebody reselling it on one of the Close to My Heart sites or on Etsy or on, Facebook Marketplace or something like that. So you might be able to find it out there. I did put a link to where it was on Close to My Heart, and for all I know, they might reactivate it this upcoming spring because it's so stinking cute. I love it. But it is my goal this year to show you how to make it without having this set, just using your circle stamps or dies that you already have, like your nesting circles. So I'm going to find a way to recreate this to show you. That's on my goal this year. And then I will be using these stamp set, but truly, or I might use something different that would fit inside this little space right here. So that is to come. So we're going to be working on that. So this is my other bonus. So I put that away. And it's the Ladybug stamp set because it's so stinking cute. So cute. So here we go. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed my recap of my favorite dies. These are specifically for card making, my favorite card making dies for 2020. A lot of these I love to use a lot. I don't just use them on one card and then it's done. I like to interchange them. A couple of them were very specific, like the shaker cards, because they're kind of like kits, but I thought they were just like super easy to make cards with. I didn't have to think about what elements went with what. Everything was there. So it made making a card, especially a shaker card, which can be kind of daunting, because you're like, oh, how do the elements fit together? How does everything work? How does it all go together and do all those things? It makes it really simple to put it all together because it's all there. It's all super simple. And there's videos for every single one of the cards I showed you today, every single one of the elements, the dies that I did. There's a video on every single one. And they're all linked down in the information section, plus all the links to the supplies. Some of these are mom and pop shops. Some of these are big companies. Some of these are companies that are here in the United States. And a lot of this product are made here in the States too. So that's pretty fun. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm just going to check the comments. Happy New Year. Okay. I can't wait to show you my hack. It'll be a fun hack. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. We'll be back on Wednesday and I'm going to show you my favorite stamps. So instead of a live card making, we're going to do my favorite stamps of 2020 and I will see you on Wednesday. I'm not sure what time yet because we're back at school. It'll probably be later afternoon, more like 4 o'clock Central Time. That's my goal. I'm going to try and get a better schedule this year, but with everybody still home virtually schooling, it makes it a little hard for me to do set schedules because schoolwork comes first with my kids. So have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe out there. Don't forget to get creative and be crafty. Bye, everybody. Gotta find my mouse to click it off. Where'd my mouse? There he is.